Since I was 15 years old, an ally on the behalf of women and those disenfranchised. I entered the movement because I was fighting for the rights of black people. And what I learned was the same thing that oppresses black people, oppresses lesbians and gays, oppresses women, oppresses minorities other than blacks, oppresses immigrants, because it is a system that I'm fighting.
That's right.
I have no qualms with Hillary Clinton. I have nothing against her. I have something against big money being in politics. I have something against you telling me I must vote for someone because I'm black, or you must vote for someone because you're a woman. That was not the quote. The quote went as this: I was speaking to Jane Elliott, please Google that name, in a private conversation, and I shouldn't have said it, but Jane said to me, not I shouldn't have said it, I just should have asked Jane, could I say it? But Jane said, Michael, when I asked her who is she voting for, because I assumed she's a liberal progressive woman, she was voting for Hillary. My assumption got quickly debunked. She said, Michael, a uterus does not qualify one to be president of the United States.
So Jane said this,
she
not
did.
you.
And but this is the important part that the black reporter Michael, who quoted that one line, didn't quote. The libertarian reporter, damn him. He didn't quote that it said the expectation should be social justice. And this is what social justice is. If black people were offered tomorrow every right that we had ever desired at the cost of a woman's right, or the cost of a gay right, or the cost of an immigrant's right, I would say thank you, but no thank you. Because that appeases me, it helps my people, but social justice is wanting for me what I want for all of you all.
Right.
And if all of you guys don't have that, I don't know.
But she was saying, too, I just want to clarify, you're repeating Jane. You were repeating Jane,
I was
but
quoting, absolutely.
You were quoting Jane, but in the sense repeating it, isn't that also condoning it?
Absolutely, it is condoned, it is backed, and it is the truth.
Like a retweet.
You guys do not have, young women are being bullied by their mothers, by older women, the same way I've been bullied by older civil rights leaders that I love.
Many people voted for Obama because he was black, and some people voted because he was black against him.
They did.
So what did you do in that case?
I voted for Obama because I believed that the policy of one-payer health care was worth it. I'm supporting Senator Bernie Sanders because he wishes to see that come to full fruition. Good enough ain't good enough. And people telling you enough's enough is not the same thing as saying enough is enough.
Okay.
Well,
That's why
I
I'm
agree with you that a uterus, and Jane, that a uterus doesn't qualify you to be the president. But what about her decades of experience in politics, being the Secretary of State? Does that qualify her in your eyes?
Well, it doesn't disqualify or qualify. It simply says that I have a choice between two politicians who are equal in terms of asking for my vote.
Right.
When looking at the records of those, what I do is I say Martin Luther King has been my greatest political theorist and thoughter in my life. I put every politician I have voted for or against on a table, on a tracing paper, and see how their policy matches up with the social justice policy of Dr. Martin Luther King. And when I put Hillary's on there, she comes up shorter than a midget in a race. When I put, I apologize, little person, I apologize, Sammy.
Good.
When I put Bernie Sanders there, it is almost traceable line for line. Okay. So for me, and I'm sorry, little people, if I hurt your feelings, I take that back. For me, I have to vote for the politician that is about social justice, not winning for the party.
Even if you feel he may not even be able to get anything done.
Why would I feel that?
Well, because we have a very obstructionist Congress going on, and they gave trouble to Obama. They're going to give him trouble.
I'm glad you said that.
All right.
We failed Obama when we didn't go back out and vote in those midterms, and we gave those seats to the Tea Party. Bernie Sanders.
That's true.
Bernie Sanders is the only politician in the race today that does not say I, he says we. He says I won't solve the problems, we will.
And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump, a political chump. Well, they can't keep their promise to you because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race. And what kind of alibi do they come up with? They try and pass the buck to the Dixiecrats. Now, back during the days when you were blind, deaf, and dumb, ignorant, politically immature, naturally you went along with that. But today, as your eyes come open and you develop political maturity, you're able to see and think for yourself. And you can see that a Dixiecrat is nothing but a Democrat in disguise.
What'd he say? What'd he say? Well done.